live. Yeah, we going live. Hey, we going live. Yeah, we going live. Yeah, we going. Yeah, we going. Yeah, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line. Hey.
Hello, beautiful people.
Hello.
I am Jarrett, the football genius Burgess.
And I am Stephanie Fitzpatrick, a.k.a. the Advantage Coach.
And I believe I'm right this time. This is episode 68.
I'm with you. Look, I said it. I was saying
it. Episode 68 of the Field to the Real podcast.
Yes.
We are inching ever so closely to that 100 number. And I know we said it won't be for,
till January.
January next year, which is 6 months off. But we are getting closer and closer to it. And I'm so excited about it, even though it's so far off.
It's not, though. Not when you think about where we started.
You know what? That's true. That'll be 2 years. The 2-year anniversary.
Yeah.
100 episodes in.
Yeah.
We've been working hard, y'all.
Listen, and during this, I think it's been harder just with, everything that's been going on. It's been even harder. Right. Like, real talk. Yeah. But nonetheless, we like the Postal Service. We're going to deliver.
Right.
Rain,
Yes.
So, I love it.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Now, so, who's
going to tell the story? I know you about to tell the story.
We have been waiting to do this Who's Really Right for weeks now.
Yeah.
And because of just how things have shaped up, we've had like some more important, I won't say important.
Well, it just had to be put on the back burner because some things were more pressing at the moment.
Yes, that's important wasn't the word, but things were more pressing.
Yes.
But this Who's Really Right is especially special to you because it involves one of your favorite players from your favorite team.
Yes, and I'm by myself a lot with most people on this that are fans of this team. They don't agree with me.
Mm-mm.
They don't even agree with me. Other people who are fans of this team don't agree with me. Right. But I don't care. I stand my ground. I don't care. Whatever.
You gonna go out on this limb by yourself?
I'm all right by myself. I'm not a follower. I'm a leader. So, I'm good.
Okay. So this Who's Really Right is Matt Ryan the NFL's most underrated quarterback?
Yeah. I answered it already. Yeah.
State your case.
I don't have a case. Yeah.
Just Oh, Lord. Yeah. What makes him the most underrated quarterback in the NFL?
First of all, let's start with who you. We're gonna go back because when we first had this conversation, some weeks ago, you gave a name, of another quarterback that you thought was more underrated than him.
So I don't remember, but if it's the same person I'm thinking of, if it's the same person I'm thinking of now, then I said Russell Wilson. Yeah.
So I thought I'd bring some stats to the table about Russell versus Matt Ryan's career numbers. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So things that I really want to talk about are things like pass completion percentage, passing yards, QB ratings during playoff time. Playoff time.
Okay.
Because they're pretty, there are a few areas where there's a big gap but when you look at them overall, pretty much, they pretty much even out.
Okay.
Across the board with just during the regular season and, how they perform or whatever. It's not a lot of gap there. I think that like half and half, honestly, of the stats that I looked at, half of them were Matt Ryan, half of them were Russell Wilson. So
so they pretty, pretty even.
They're pretty even. But when we start talking about playoff games, Russell has played in more playoff games, 3 more playoff games than Matt Ryan.
Of course.
But Matt Ryan's pass completion percentage is higher. His completion percentage overall is higher. Passing yards are higher. He is 1 touchdown shy of Russell.
This is
in the playoffs.
In the playoffs, okay.
1 touchdown shy of him.
Okay.
He has 4 less interceptions in the playoffs. And his QB rating is 100.8 versus Russell's at 89.8.
Okay.
So I just needed you to hear that. This your dude, right? This was your barometer. So I wanted to stick with your barometer of how is it that Matt Ryan is the most underrated quarterback in the league because of things like this. Like, I know that here's my thing. I don't think Matt Ryan underachieves. I think the team underachieves. Because consistently, Matt Ryan, if you look at the numbers across the board for Matt Ryan, he doesn't teeter with the record of the team.
Okay.
That doesn't happen. You don't see Matt Ryan consistently has the same kind of numbers year after year. But the team might not be doing well, but is that all Matt's fault? You can't put it all on one person. I don't care if he is the quarterback. You can't. And we've had this discussion. Honestly, the Falcons have the problems they do not because of the people on the field, the people on the sideline and in the booth. I feel like coaching
is the thing.
Is the problem. Well, first of all, you know my argument every time some Atlanta Falcons fans say they need to get rid of Matt Ryan is give me a quarterback who's had more awesome offensive coordinators in the span of their career than Matt Ryan. And I'm going to tell you what, you're going to see the same thing.
It was somebody else who had like a high rate of like offensive coordinators in a short amount of time. And I want to say it was somebody for the Redskins. It might have been what's his name?
Who?
What's his name?
Plays
for Minnesota now.
Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you
said, what's his name?
He ended up losing Shanahan. I was about to say Schottenheimer. Shanahan, and then he ended up losing McVay. And he kind of had that carousel of offensive coordinators. But
however,
that's not to take away from Matt Ryan.
Were good, but his coordinators were good.
You said they shared a coordinator.
Right, but I'm saying we only had him out of all the coordinators that Matt Ryan has had. I'm saying not only has he had multiple coordinators, but a lot of them just haven't been up to the challenge.
Okay.
They just haven't. But even in that, Matt Ryan's numbers are consistent.
Well, but if you say his numbers were consistent, now it would be a thing what would be the evidence of a bad offensive coordinator if his numbers stayed consistent?
The fact that they're still losing and you got a consistent quarterback. So that means play calling is sucking to me.
But then that would coincide with a drop in numbers. I would say if his numbers have stayed the same, and the defensive numbers have been bad over that time.
Well, that's another thing to talk about.
Defense is the issue, but if his numbers have stayed consistent, like if the play calling was just awful and if it was egregious, we would see a slip in his numbers.
But you got to think the level of talent on the team. It's hard to see numbers slip. I mean, they would literally have to, it would have to have been that we had Kyle Shanahan like play calling from the Super Bowl all along for it to be and when I say that, I'm only talking about that second half of the game where he absolutely checked out.
Don't do that to Shanahan.
I'm going to do it every time.
Matt Ryan had his best season with Shanahan.
And I give him his props. I think he was the best opportunity that Matt Ryan and the Falcons. That's why they made it to the Super Bowl. I feel like he was their best opportunity. He understands who Matt Ryan is. He understood who Matt Ryan is. I feel like he was the only one that kind of gave him more free reign when it came to playing the position. You know what I mean? It wasn't so my way or, all that kind of stuff. And so I feel like that's what Matt Ryan has needed. And I don't know that he's gotten it other than that one opportunity. And we see what happened when he was given that opportunity.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. I don't think Matt Ryan is the issue, and I don't think he's given enough props for being. I mean, him and Julio, they're the only consistencies we've had over the last 5-6 years. Defense sucked.
You had your year where what's his name had the breakout season, and that's why he got paid.
Okay, but that was one. I'm talking about consistently across the board, people who deliver. We've had Matt Ryan, Julio Jones.
Calvin really.
Well, he's new. I mean, he's only. This is what, third year coming up. Like I'm talking about year. 5, 6. I'm talking over a decent span, right? Like we talking about like for real. And I would have said,
but he has like Julio Jones, right?
Jones. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I mean, Julio Jones is arguably the best receiver in the National Football League.
He is.
I mean, I'd pick Michael Thomas.
He
myself,
is.
But
no, he is. You pick whoever you like, but he is. You're not bothering me today about my team at all. You're not. Sorry, sir. I'm real clear about my folks. Okay.
I know you. I know that's your pick. I don't know. Right. Last couple of years though, Mike Thomas is.
I don't listen. DeAndre Hopkins, Michael Thomas, like they are beasts.
Mm-hmm.
They are. I don't take anything from those dudes. Like I feel like they are great wide receivers. I'm talking about elite level. Like DeAndre Hopkins to me is elite level.
Yeah.
Michael Thomas, he there, but he there. I said he there.
Oh, I was about to say, hold on now. We had to put some respect on his name.
But I'm saying that Julio on another level, in my opinion, just from sheer size. It's too many things. It's size, speed, strength, the ability, the things he's able to do, like some of the stuff he's been able to do over the years. He's and while he gets hurt, he's still, to me, very durable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So that right there is the reason. Well, I guess you could say he had been hurt a little bit too, but that right there is the reason I would say that Matt Ryan isn't underrated. He's just rated right where he's supposed to be.
No.
Because there's no way that Michael Thomas, with the caliber of receiver that Julio Jones is, there's no way that DeAndre Hopkins, Michael Thomas, Antonio Brown should be or should have better numbers than he's had over the last 5 years.
But that goes back to play calling.
I mean, it also goes back to quarterbacking.
But I don't make the plays. I don't call the plays. I don't understand what that means. If they were giving him the opportunity to call the plays, we might see something be a little different.
I don't know because I'm subjected to Falcons game. You know, I can only watch a Redskin game. I can only watch a Redskin game every now and again, but I have seen Matt Ryan in some games, not all. I've seen him struggle to get the ball to Julio. And
Okay.
I've seen him also try to force the ball to Julio. And that, I mean, you may call that play calling, but that also has something to do with decision making.
Okay. I guess, you know what? I'm gonna always argue for him because he don't give me no crazy looks either. He is my next Peyton Manning in that I said don't give me no crazy looks.
I'm sorry.
When he is allowed to play call from the field, when he's audibly, when he's able to do that, they look like a totally different team.
Okay.
They look like so again, that's one of those things that make me feel like, you know, if it was more of somebody like a Kyle Shanahan who recognized that he was kind of Peyton Manning-esque and gave him more of that ability to you know what I mean, have leeway with what you do on the field, because he's just got that kind of IQ when it comes to football that he can see things. Now, I'm not saying Matt don't make mistakes and some stuff. I'm like, why did you do that, dummy? But I'm just saying, I mean, that's every quarterback, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like they've missed the point with him, and he hasn't been utilized in the best way, honestly, because nobody is giving him the shot to be utilized. If they gave him autonomy like Peyton Manning had, okay.
Well, I think the thing about it is, and this is why I did that face of that comparison. The reason why, because if you remember, Peyton Manning had quite a few offensive coordinators himself.
He did.
But Peyton Manning earned the autonomy to be the person who
he got lucky that he got a coordinator who stuck around, who understood who he was long enough for them. See, he got fortunate enough to have a coordinator at a point where he was, you know, still kind of new in his career. Well, not really, but kind of midway his career, that said, okay, this dude is, I'm going to just let him run with it. And so after that, anybody they brought in, they already said to them, hey, look, you don't have to be no coach to him. He got this.
What
year
did they get
coordinate everything?
You remember?
Mm-mm.
So it was the year after the Bucks won the Super Bowl in what, 02, 03?
Oh, 03?
The Patriots won it in 01.
I think it was 03.
That was 02. The Bucks won it in 03. Yeah.
Yeah, I said 03, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was 03 was the year, that 02-03 season was the year that was the year that Tony Dungy went to the Colts, right?
Yeah, because it was after he left.
And they won the Super Bowl, what, 4 years later? So I think in those first maybe 5 years, Peyton Manning got in the league, what, 98?
98.
Those first 5 years, Peyton Manning had at least 2 and maybe 3 offensive coordinators.
Mm-hmm.
And so after his rookie year, he took off.
Because somebody recognized that he had this ability. I'm telling you, it took that one coordinator to trust him enough to allow him that opportunity to shine. And then after that, it was like, if you're going to be his coordinator, you just might as well sit down because he don't need you.
So.
But that's not been the case for Matt Ryan.
So
he has not been given that. Yeah.
He hasn't.
No.
So do you feel like he's earned it?
If I were Dan Quinn, I would be looking for somebody who would allow him some autonomy, because this man has been consistent even in all of the sucky choices I've made. And he's earned it, in my opinion.
Okay.
He's at least let him fall on his face on his own.
Right. Okay.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, I still think that I would go with Russell Wilson. Because who's Russell Wilson's Name one wide receiver for the Seahawks.
DJ Metcalf.
You just got there.
You said name one.
And he was hurt. Name another one.
What's the little short dude? I can't think his name right now.
Exactly.
But I know he was there. No. What was the little short dude? I can't remember his name. But that's because I'm not a Seattle Seahawks fan.
Right, but so I'm not a Falcons fan. But Julio, Calvin Ridley.
Okay, now you can't Julio. You can't not know Julio.
So that's my point, because Matt Ryan has had a good group of receivers. When Mohamed Sanu first got to Atlanta, he was pretty good. Now I don't know what happened.
He was great. Because they should have left him here.
Oh yeah, they got rid of him. But they got rid of him because he wasn't producing.
He wasn't getting the ball either.
Okay.
Yeah, that ain't his fault. That wasn't his fault. I think he wasn't really getting the ball.
That might have also been a financial decision.
Yeah, I know that's what it was. It had nothing to do with his production.
Yeah, because at that point you had not Riley, but Calvin
Ridley
had shown that he could be that number 2 receiver.
Right.
But Russell Wilson has never had a top receiver.
Okay.
Like Doug Baldwin, no. What's the other one name that got punched in the eye?
Yeah. I'm sorry that's how you recognize somebody who got punched in the eye.
He played. He came out of Notre Dame. I can't think of his name, but yeah.
I mean, he's had Jimmy Graham. I mean,
yeah, and that ain't work out so great.
I'm just saying.
So Jimmy Graham will probably be the only person of note, the only receiver of note.
Mm-hmm. Metcalf is going to be Metcalf is going to be.
I think he will be too. I think he will be too. He's he just needs to get worked in. I think the person that you were thinking about was what is his name? A little small receiver.
That's what I said. What's his name? I don't know.
He's also a kick returner.
I don't know.
Lockett.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. But but can I say he's had what we haven't had consistently, and that's a running back? Because he had. Yeah, I'm just saying. So it's an argument on
a defense.
It's an argument on all sides, Jarrett. So I just, but I do feel like, honestly, like real talk, people just look over Matt Ryan like,
rightfully so.
Anyway,
right,
y'all let us know who's really right. I ain't gonna keep talking about this with you, sir. Whatever, you're gonna get off of my Matt Ryan.
You're Matty Ice.
That's right. Whatever. And that's for all the Falcons fans who say he need to go too. No.
Yeah. And that's how you know, because even the Falcons fans like he gotta go.
Oh, I was about to say something. I'm not gonna make them mad today. I was about to say something about why they say what they saying. I'm gonna say lack of knowledge is key.
Okay. Well,
that'll do it. Mm-hmm. Lack of knowledge. I'm gonna leave it right there. Lack of knowledge.
All right, yeah. If you think Stephanie's really right that Matt Ryan is the most underrated quarterback in the NFL, though you can't possibly believe that, please vote for Stephanie. I just disagree, but I also gave her, who I thought was the most underrated.
It's not a Matt versus Russell, but it's he. So it's a yes or no question, basically. So,
and I've asked friends this question. They're like, "Are you crazy? Like nobody underrates Russell Wilson." So, that was just but that's because Russell Wilson gets talked about in that upper echelon of quarterback.
Well, that's why it's not underrated. I'm sorry.
Right, yeah. But I feel like even still with that, like he gets underrated because now when you hear talks on the it's Mahomes, it's what's my boy from the Ravens? Lamar Jackson.
Oh, Lamar Jackson. Well, they just the new hot thing.
Right.
They just the new hot thing. But that doesn't take away. It's still, if we talking, they talk about them because they the new fast cars.
Right.
That does not negate the fact that people are still excited about seeing old behind Tom Brady down here in Tampa Bay. So guess what?
Tampa Bay. Yeah, what do they call it? Tampa Bay.
Like, oh God!
On,
no, don't do that.
Come on.
But yeah, so the elite quarterbacks are still going to be talked about. The ones that they consider elite are still going to be talked about.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to still get his. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They're going to have to put some respect on my man's name.
Pomade.
All right, let's move on to this letter that Jeanie Buss received.
Listen.
I don't know what's wrong with these racist people out here. Who raised them?
That's the thing. Like,
who raised you?
No, your parents probably proud of you. I was gonna say your parents should be embarrassed for you, but in all honesty, if you feel this way, you probably were raised that way, and your parents are probably proud of you when they should be ashamed of you. Especially because you're an old head. This one, if you've been a Lakers fan for 60 years, you're too old to be carrying on like this and using words and talking to a female the way you are.
Like you don't expect this out of LA.
This is true. I mean, but racists live everywhere. So
that's true.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is pretty bad. You got the letter, or you want me to read it? You got it?
Yeah, I just pulled it up. So I probably shouldn't say all of this, huh?
Okay, so we can just give a precursor. Listen, we didn't write this.
Yeah.
We're just reading what was said in the letter to her. So just if you're offended, we are too.
Yeah, right.
How about that? Mm-hmm.
So, quote.
You want me to read it? Because you look real uncomfortable.
No, I got it.
Okay.
Quote. Dear whore, after 60 years as a huge Lakers fan, I now say to hell with the overpaid nigger traders and the NBA. Go to hell and join. They actually bleeped this part out. Kobe Bryant.
I'm sure he used the N-word again.
Yeah. Oh, no, this must have been a curse, like a effing or.
Oh, maybe. Either way, it was ignorant. Joe. Don't leave his name out. Don't leave Joe's name out.
I wish they had left his last name in here too. So
right. I'm surprised somebody hadn't found him anyway. Honestly, at this point, you know how people are.
I'm about to say, the detectives on the internet.
Exactly. Like these trolls, you ain't found them yet? Okay.
Yeah.
And notice he ain't had nothing to say. Where you at? You big and bad to write this letter. Why you ain't just saying, not show my name? I meant what I said. Like that would be me if that's how I felt.
You gonna be that bold? Hey. Jump all the way out there. He know better.
That's right. Well, no, he don't. Apparently, okay.
Like that police officer that was offering to fight everybody.
Right.
Got that message from Devin Haney.
Listen,
he want that thing on back.
Never mind. I'm
faster than Dion.
Right. I'm good.
That backpedal was real prime time ish.
Right. Listen. Yeah. But yeah, these people. And so I brought this up to you because I wanted to talk about it from the standpoint of what Jeanie Buss said. Right. We read the letter because she posted it. Right. It's public knowledge. So it's nothing that was secret or whatever. She wanted to call out not this person per se, but the racism itself that continues to run rampant, that she said is enough. And so she called out white people. And so I thought that was really brave of her.
Yeah.
To step up, especially in her, given her position. You know what I mean? Like, but I see more and more people saying pretty much like to heck with their, bottom line.
Right.
And we just gonna stand up for what's right. You know what I mean? If you go away, then we probably didn't need you in the first place.
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel like they're feeling at this point. Like, oh well, if you go away after me telling the truth of my truth, or telling you what you need to hear is the truth, and I didn't need you anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, because her response was what I like. You gonna read her response?
Yeah. After much thought, I decided to share this letter I received on Monday so that everyone can see the hate is real and living out there. This is happening in our world today. She emphasized today.
That's right.
It's real and it exists. To Joe, did sending this letter make you feel better? Really, all you did was waste your time and energy and your postage stamp. But thank you for including your return home address.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you look in the mirror and see your ugliness? Because I refuse to.
That's right.
I have received letters like this over the years. The advice I always got, quote, ignore it, end quote. I did, but not anymore. On this day, Juneteenth, I asked my white friends to join together, acknowledge the racism that exists in our country and around the world, and pledge to stop ignoring it. We all must do better. Hashtag Juneteenth. Hashtag hate won't win.
That's right.
P.S.
Love it.
Joe, she turned the letter over to the authorities.
Right. As well she should. Right. No, but I love it. And I love that she got, like, LeBron instantly came out and was like, I love you, Jeanie. And of course he gave Joe his opinion with an emoji.
Shy about that.
Well, he gave it to him in an emoji style, though. Like, this is for you, Joe, in emoji style. I'm gonna just say it had something to do with your hand and a cup and one finger in particular. So we all know what that represents. And then I even was proud of Magic Johnson because they've had their little riff or whatever since he left the Lakers, but he even came out in support of her and told her how he loved her and how proud he was of her for doing what she did.
That was good. That was good.
That's great. Absolutely. Yeah. So this is a time when whatever you had going on, it just don't even seem important enough to really talk about it anymore. Right. So, like, put that away. Like, girl, thank you for being an ally. We need all that we can get. So, So, I thought that was pretty cool. Yep.
All right, shout out to you, Jeanie, in that response.
Love it every day. That's right.
Mike Gundy.
My face. I don't know how to fix my face. I'm sorry.
No.
I do not know how to fix my face, y'all. I am so sorry. I really tried.
Oh,
I mean, oh, Lord. Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
So, after we got Mike Gundy wearing this OAN shirt, and
you gotta say what that is.
So OAN is what is the name of it's
One News America, I think it is. One News, something like that. It's One News America or something like that. I know that it's something like that.
Everything I actually never knew what it was.
Yeah, I think it's like, isn't it ONA? It's One News
it's
America.
OAN. So
OAN.
One America News.
One America News, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
After he wore that shirt, which is a right wing media.
Gonna say racist.
Racist.
Okay.
Some racist media company. He wore that shirt. They have some very racist opinion. He wore that shirt and his star running back, Chuba Hubbard.
Love this dude. Listen. Listen. Oh, he can be my son.
Yeah.
I will adopt him. Come on, let's go. Love this dude. Come on.
And I believe that showed some great leadership there to attack it the way he did.
Absolutely. He started a firestorm too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love it.
And so they ended up doing a video.
You got to tell what he said though. Chuba said, I refuse to play another game until he apologized.
Oh, yeah.
That was initially how this whole thing got started. Like, oh, no, sir. I will not play for you if you don't acknowledge that what you did was wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
love it.
He apologized, and they did a video. He did a couple more videos. But some stories came out to say that this is just who Mike Gundy is. One of the stories talked about when he was in college, and I don't remember what school it was. He said the N-word. And based off of him wearing this shirt and that mullet that he got in the back.
Thank you. I was going to say, don't you leave that mullet out, because I'm bothered. I've been bothered by that mullet since day one. Yeah. Like, bruh, why are you wearing a mullet? Are you okay? Yeah. Yeah.
And so it was in the 1989 game.
Mm-hmm. Is this the Alfred story?
Yep, Alfred Williams.
Yep.
University of Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
And so it appears that this is just like his behavior.
Yeah.
And
these are your beliefs.
Yeah. Has he come out to address that? Using the N-word?
He said it was a lie.
Oh, okay. Well, what are you supposed to say?
Right. Like, dang, dude. Like, I'm sorry I did that back then. No. Like, right. No. Of course you're going to say, I didn't say that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure with a lot of these coaches, there are more stories like this.
Oh, I'm sure. And I'm curious to see what effect this type of, because I would be curious, as we probably are going to get more and more student athletes coming out, being bold enough to speak about these incidents and these things that have happened, or their feelings about it. And what we kind of talked about when we were trying to plan for the show, not our show, but the other show,
right?
It's kind of around this whole, giving them the platform and the space and the place to feel emboldened to be able to say things like this.
Yeah, speak on these things.
And so having more and more of them come out, I'm going to be curious to see what happens, because they're looking I'm positive that most of them are looking at their coaches like, okay, so what you gonna do? Or what did you do? Or what do you think? How do you really feel? Like, there has to be questions on the minds of some of these kids at this point.
I agree.
And so I'm curious to see how this affects commitments going forward from recruits, and even some of the kids who are currently in these schools, what choice they decide to make. I mean, we know already of one kid who said, "Oh, I'm leaving and I'm going to an HBCU." You know what I mean? Like, I can't play for somebody who doesn't believe what I believe, or doesn't stand up for what I believe. Like, I gotta go.
And this is like, and you know how I feel about, HBCUs and like the black players going there. This doesn't even have anything to do with that. Like, I think that these players and their families need to thoroughly research where they're going to school and these coaches who they're going to be up under.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you get there and you find these things out.
Right.
Talk
to some folks.
Right.
Like, literally, it's just like buying a house. I'm not just gonna buy a house because I thought it was cute.
On the outside,
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna inspect the neighborhood. Like, I need to go at different times of the day because I want to what's
what the
really
schools
going
look
on.
Like around there.
Yes, like so. There's the same due diligence that I would do in house hunting is the due diligence that I think that these kids need to take before making these decisions. Don't let it just be based on the fact that this is a Power 5 school and you'll be on TV. Don't.
Right.
Because going to that school and having somebody call you out of your name, or degrade you, even though they might not use the words, they treat you like that's how they feel about you. That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
It's unfortunate too. Like, I know we aren't talking about him, but I think about what is his name? Coach for Clemson.
Dabo Swinney.
I think about his speech over this time and the things he said, and And I'm like, I'm not sending my black child. I am not sending my black child to Clemson. There's no way. And I don't know. I just
now you're making me think. So
feeling.
I know somebody personally who went to Clemson, who played football for Dabo Swinney.
Yeah.
And so you're making me think. Like, I would love to have a conversation with you, see what your thoughts are. You know what I mean? Like, what are your thoughts?
Well, you know, some players have come out to his defense. I think DeAndre Hopkins came out in his defense. I can't remember if what's the quarterback's name?
Trevor Lawrence.
Not Trevor Lawrence.
Texans.
Deshaun
Watson.
Deshaun Watson. I was about to call him Kelly Bryant, but Kelly Bryant was
no, Deshaun Watson. Yeah.
Yeah. And so a few black players came out to his defense. And my thing is, I can understand that you having a personal relationship with him being your coach, that you may have a different view of him.
Yeah. And their experience might be different. Like, let's be clear. We're talking star players too.
Exactly.
You might not talk to them or treat them the way you treat some of your other players that are just utilitarian for you.
Right.
Yeah.
And what it sounds like is, I mean, I can treat you well because you can do something for me. You know, but you can't even acknowledge that Black Lives Matter. Like, he really got up, and I'm sorry to deviate so far from what we're talking about, but he really got up in front of a group of people and said Black Lives Matter equally, which is the equivalent of All Lives Matter, which
and in his, I promise you, in his logic, that's not what he meant, though. In his logic, that's what we think about it, but that's not what he meant. I don't believe that. That wasn't in his logic. That's not what he meant.
What you mean? He didn't mean.
I think he meant it like literally. He meant it like there should be equal treatment of all people, of black people to other people. I don't think he meant it like all lives. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
The problem is it should not have been said the way it was said because it left it open to interpretation from people in different ways. You get what I'm saying? Like I mean, I kind of had to take it back and I was like, okay, really think about Dabo Swinney. Did he really just say all lives matter? Or was he saying that literally Black Lives Matter just as much? And that's how, like, it's two ways to say that. It was left too much open for interpretation. That's all I'm saying.
So in the way that I see it, and I know that, you know, Dabo Swinney's a devout Christian man and, you know, like he speaks openly about his faith. I also feel like he said that in a way as to not alienate his base in rural South Carolina. You know?
Absolutely. And that could be exactly why he left it open like that.
Yeah. And I felt like it was intentional because he's stated all lives matter before. And I think that it's hard for him to bring his mind to the idea that Black Lives Matter doesn't mean Black Lives Matter only. More. Yeah. It means Black Lives Matter also because in this country, historically, we've seen that there has been a devaluing of Black lives.
Right.
And I thought that would have been a great opportunity for him to just say Black Lives Matter.
Or don't say anything at all.
Yeah. Or he didn't even have to say that. But to even just say Black Lives Matter equally, like, just sounded like you said, it's open for interpretation. Like,
it is. The way he said it left it, and you very well could be right that it was on purpose. That it was said the way it was because then you don't alienate or I get it, but I mean it's listen, if you ain't down if you can't just come out and say, listen, as far as what we do here at my school, we're gonna blah blah blah, because for me or you know, as an institution, I'm going to speak for this institution. I can't speak for this institution, but I can speak for my football program. And this is what we're not gonna have happen here.
Right.
What even recognizing and admitting to what happened before,
mm-hmm.
and saying it won't happen again.
Right.
Not on my watch, because if I hear it, you out the door. And giving and making, you know what I mean? Like
right.
some of these coaches have just been so awesome with their kids.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm gonna go play.
Right.
If I ain't going to a HBCU and I'm going to play for a white coach, I'm going to the white coaches that make me know that they're for real and they get it.
Right.
They're allies.
Right.
That's what I need to know. Are you my ally? Are you riding the fence, or are you on that other side, which we suspect of somebody we just finished talking about?
Right. Way to looping on back around there.
Yeah.
Lord, we got so far off our lane.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
that person.
But yeah, I just think you just got to evaluate some of these coaches a little deeper than their win-loss record. You know what I'm saying? Like
TV, all that, none of that. Like real talk. I don't listen. They can do all the fancy things in the world for you, but at the end of the day, you're still a black man, so you need to do what's gonna make you feel dignified.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Anyway, but yeah.
No, it's good.
But Chuba Hubbard, listen, that's my. He could be my adopted. Okay, maybe not my son, because I don't know. Well, I might be able to have. Boy, I would have had to. Anyway, he could be my adopted something.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love the leadership that he showed.
Absolutely.
And the strength.
That's right. Now we've seen more, like the kid from Mississippi.
State.
They was like, I ain't playing until y'all take that flag down.
Yeah.
Period.
Y'all take that joint off,
I'm not gonna be playing. I mean, I love it.
And he shouldn't be punished for that. Let him go ahead in the transfer portal. I'm talking about with the fact of like him having to sit out this year because.
Oh no!
He made the decision not to play.
Luckily, he could just say, "If y'all want to act stupid, I can go somewhere else," because transfer portal is wide open right now.
Right. Oh, is it?
Yeah, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Bye.
Well, you know what? I guess it is a lot more lax now than it had been in the past.
Yeah. No, they're having to make those adjustments.
Yeah.
And more schools. I just read this. More schools are like losing. People aren't even going to college like that right now because of COVID. They said across the board, like enrollment is down at college.
Mm. Some of these systems are gonna fall.
Oh yeah. We're going to see some stuff happening. Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right.
Okay.
A mental health moment.
Yes.
Kevin Love.
Listen.
And this, we talked about him before.
Yeah.
And before we even thought about this segment.
Yeah.
Just both of us being advocates for mental health wellness.
Yeah.
Kevin Love is probably one of the first people we talked about from the aspect of mental health and just how open he's been. So it's only
right.
It's only right that we would have him.
Yeah. Bring him back. Yep. Yeah.
But what did he do?
So I love that he, like you said, that he's been so bold and transparent about his issues. So he suffers from depression and anxiety. Mm-hmm. And so his background, the story is he didn't even know that this was what was happening to him. And he had a panic attack during a game. Mm-hmm. Did not know that's what was happening. He said he thought he was having a heart attack. Mm-hmm. And he was like, wait, what's going on? And he said, I went and I was like, well, let me get my body checked out just to make sure, I'm not dying or something. And he said, when all of that checked out physically, he was like, oh, okay. And let me see what else might be popping in my head. Like, what's going on? And so that's when he discovered that it was actually a panic attack. And he was diagnosed as clinically depressed and suffering from anxiety disorder. And he's actually talks about even going to therapy, but also being somebody who utilizes medications to help him with his situation. And so we know a lot of people are like, I don't want to do that. That doesn't change. but he said it's actually helped him. And so I feel like even him having that conversation is huge, because much less talking about somebody going to therapy. Lord have mercy, don't talk about putting medication in the mix. Wait, what? So I love his transparency and all of the work that he's done. And so I want to say that's why he won the Arthur Ashe Award for his So at the ESPYs, he won the Arthur Ashe Award this year, which is awesome. I just love that he's so like open and like and he works really hard at being an advocate for this for athletes, which I think is important. Like, not people in general need this, but athletes need to talk to each other. You know what I mean? Like, you need to be in each other's face. Like, no, bro, you might want to go see somebody, because
you receive it a whole lot better from
you know, your peer.
And he puts his money where his mouth is.
Oh yeah, he does that thing.
He donated $500,000 to UCLA.
That's right.
For kind of mental health
research.
So, what more can we say about it? He's the perfect person.
Mental health moment. Yes, absolutely. No, real talk. No, I love it. I love that so many more people, especially celebrity type people, are speaking out about their own, like, what they've been through and how they're coping and what they're doing to cope, i.e. therapy. I think it's important. I think it's critical, and I love it. And I'm a proponent, and I'm down for any of them that's willing to talk about it. Because I mean, HIPAA, they don't have to. So, you know what I mean? It's not like you got to dispel that you're seeing somebody, but the fact that you're willing to do that is really brave, and I love it. Yeah.
We kind of normalize it. And, you know what I'm saying?
And it needs to be normalized.
People,
Because all of us, I don't care if you feel like you got a mental health issue or not, need to see somebody.
Exactly. You need to be talking to somebody.
Just, that's real. Yes. Okay.
All right. On to the real.
Yeah.
Who we got?
You know, I ain't got my computer in front of me.
I'm sorry. Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, this is my. I forgot who we had. Listen, y'all. I think I can officially say he's a man crush for me.
Okay.
He's my absolutely. His stance in 2016 till now has not wavered
at all.
Even
in receiving that opportunity to work out.
He is amazing. And so what's going on with him right now, and why he's out onto the real, is because he just joined the board of directors for Medium, which is an online publishing. They do news and publishing, and he's not only is he on their board of directors, but he's also taking on writing for social justice issues and bringing racial awareness. And so Colin Kaepernick is just that dude for me. Like, he really is. Like, I'm dead. Like, like, he is he's in a category that is bar none.
I honestly, I feel like he can be talked about with the Alis and
he is. Oh,
with
well, I'm being above. I'm being too. Yeah, he is. But yes, you know, my show pick. But yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
But yeah.
But he definitely should be spoken about in that manner, and I think,
absolutely, he's this day and age, he is that person for us.
Right. But willing to risk it all, in order to see change.
It's not important when you think about the fact that, again, any of these players, you can walk out tomorrow. If you're not somebody that everybody knows your name, you're just a black man when you out in the street.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So your money don't matter. None of that.
Yeah.
None of that. Like, that's why I love that Ava DuVernay covered that on Queen Sugar.
Yes.
I love that she covered it on Queen Sugar.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter how much money his daddy had, what kind of car he was driving. None of that mattered.
Mm-hmm.
You were a black man to that white police officer.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay.
All right. Feel good final thought.
Yeah.
Well, we know that these two guys are not one to shy away from a party.
Crazy. Lord have mercy. So crazy.
But Shaquille O'Neal and Rob Gronkowski, Shaq and Gronk, joined forces to put on a virtual party.
They're going to. It hadn't happened yet, has it?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it hasn't happened yet. But they're going to put on an event to party with a purpose.
Yeah.
So this will be a virtual party that the two of them will host.
Right. Snoop, the baby. It's like they got a whole lineup of people that's going to be a part of it too.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what they raise from the event will go to support the NAACP and the Boys and Girls Club of America.
Yeah. So they're taking their two parties that they typically do for like Super Bowl and joining them to have one versus the other kind of thing, but it'll be like to raise money. I love it.
Is it going to be like a versus? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be real good.
Yeah. So I'm really excited to see what this does, what they get. But yeah. Mm-hmm. You see it?
So it has the time, but it didn't say the exact date.
I think it's 27th, I believe.
Is it this Saturday?
Yes, it's the 27th. I have it.
This Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's this weekend. I know it's this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, let's tell the folks where they can see it at. Because I think
I saw Super Bowl. Hold on, I had it just a minute ago.
Oh, wow. You can watch it live on TikTok.
TikTok? Oh, wow. Okay.
Or the website, www.shaqversusgronk.com.
That's right. I'm going to put you on. They said it will be live streamed free on shaqgronk.com, simulcast across more than 20 other platforms, including Live XL Live, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter.
Oh, wow.
You ain't got no excuse.
Yeah, you can party.
Party any way you want to. Starting at 8 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. Mm-hmm. So I love it. I hope it's extremely successful. I'm sure it will be. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. They got a whole bunch of names of people. Oh, and Shaq's going to appear as DJ Diesel. Mm-hmm.
DJ Diesel, okay.
Yeah.
And it's being hosted. So the Shaq and Gronk are hosting the party. But the broadcast is being hosted by Taylor Rooks and JB Smooth.
Okay. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Listen, that's going to be crazy. Stupid. Yeah. All right. I love it. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Show picks. We both only got one today.
One. Y'all, I know. Don't judge me. I ain't been watching TV like that. Sorry. Yeah. All right. So I don't even know that mine has a title.
Right.
It doesn't have a title.
When you sent it to me, it was a social media post.
Mm-hmm. It was on Instagram through the ESPN page. So go try to find it. I don't know how to tell you how to find it, but it is absolutely phenomenal. And it's only like 7 minutes.
7 minutes long. Mm-hmm.
7 minutes long, but it's so powerful. In those 7 minutes, basically a bunch of athletes from female, male, different sports came together to put this put this piece on, and I don't even know how to explain it other than it's so powerful about again, like you said, like they compare Colin, they include Colin Kaepernick's name in this list of all of these former athletes who have done what he did and stood up. And basically, the first person to talk says, even Colin Kaepernick, who was bold enough to stand up, and this person tells their story about their first experience and what motivated them to get involved in the social injustice thing, and how that didn't really Colin's plea caught people, but he talked about how when Chris Paul, LeBron James, who else was on it? It was 4 of them that was on the ESPYs that year.
Carmelo Anthony.
And one other person. Why can't I think? I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on the
Chris
4
Paul,
people
LeBron
that were.
James, Carmelo Anthony, and
Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade, yes. Okay.
So the 4 of them did that ESPYs stance, basically pleading with athletes to stand up for social justice and racial equality. And he said it didn't really get the traction. This time, they got the traction that they need. And so this 7-minute video is so powerful. I say go find it and look at it. I think it's athletes come together to, I want to tell you exactly what it says it's called. Where did it go? I might have lost it. But athletes come together to provide protest or to present something. It's something like that. But either way, just try to go find it. It was amazing.
So it's under ESPN, but in the caption, the first sentence is, "This is the tipping point."
That was Malcolm Jenkins' statement at the ESPYs, I believe.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, because it's in quotes.
Yep.
But I wonder if we could how you do that thing to IG,
repost it. I'll do it.
On our IG page.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it
Because
it's still in my repost. Yeah, just go to our page.
Go to our page and you can take a look at it.
Yeah, I'll do that for sure. Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so my movie this week is called Love.com, A Social Experiment. Anybody who knows me, they know that one of the reasons why I like this movie is because it was set in DC.
Listen, y'all, I saw this movie, didn't even know that. Only Jarrett and his obsession with
You know it. The main character, they showed his degree.
Oh God.
And what school did he go to?
Oh my gosh.
Howard University. Of course.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But nah, it's a really good movie. I won't give it away, but I think the title says it all. Love.com.
Yeah, it's a love story.
It's a love story.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm so proud of you for watching that. It's
on
a
Netflix.
love story.
Yeah.
Okay. Watching love stories on TV. Okay, Jared. Love it. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But that's all we got for.
We trying to do better, y'all.
Yeah, I know. We trying to do better on the time. I think we're only slightly over the day.
Okay.
So,
well, we're gonna stop talking now. Go ahead.
Yeah. We appreciate you guys for listening.
Yep.
Continue to come and tune in. Follow us on IG at Field 2 The Real Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Field 2 The Real P1. Twitter, I'm a little upset.
We ain't gonna never stop talking about that.
We won't. If you want to hit us up, send us an email at fieldtotherealpodcast at gmail.com. And certainly go to our page on YouTube, like, subscribe, interact,
all that.
Send us a comment,
all that.
Vote on the Who's Really Right. So we got all of them up there, they all in playlists and everything. So again, thank you so much for always listening and continuing to support us.
Yes.
We out. Peace.
Put the cameras on me, 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 put the cameras on me.